All right, last review video. So we're going to talk about different types of pairs of angles. So if we have two angles that their measures add to 90 degrees, it's probably going to change on me, yeah. All right, we call those complementary angles. Now, this is how I always told my geometry students to remember this. 90 degrees is a right angle, and complements are always right. So if you're needing some way to remember the difference between complementary and supplementary, complements are always right, meaning 90 degrees. So then two angles that the measures add to 180 would be supplementary. Otherwise known as supplement. Now, very important, this is only two angles, not four angles to 90 degrees or three angles to 90 degrees. We're calling them complementary angles when two angles add to 90 or when two angles add to 180. Now, these angles can be adjacent angles where they're attached, or they could be two separate angles that aren't attached to each other, as long as it's two angles that add to 90 or 180. So, how does this work? Angle 1 and 2 are complementary angles. The measure of angle 1 is 58 degrees, and the measure of angle 2 is 4x. Find the value of x. So, I know that 1 and 2 are complementary, so that means 90 degrees because complements are always right. And so that tells me that angle 1 plus angle 2 will equal 90 degrees. I'm going to use that substitution property that I know. I know that angle 1 is 58 degrees, so I'm going to replace angle 1 with 58. I'm going to replace angle 2 with 4x, set it equal to 90. So we're using that substitution property to take the geometry, which these actually technically should have m's for the measure of them, but taking that geometry and then making it into algebra. From here, it's a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 58 from both sides. So now I have 4x equals 32. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So then x equals 8. And then I could double check by plugging 8 in for 4 and double checking that 58 plus that 32 is indeed 90 degrees. But I can plug it in, make sure that the left equals the right. But that's how we can use complementary angles. All right, so find the value of x using the measures of two given adjacent supplementary, so that means 180 degree angles. All right, so in the picture, we have 2x plus 84, and that would equal 180 degrees. I also know these are supplementary because they create a line. So when we have supplementary adjacent angles, we call those a linear pair. So if you hear me talk about a linear pair, that's when we have the two angles that create a line. All right, so then from here, we're just going to solve. So I'm going to subtract 84 from both sides. So now I have 2x equals 180 minus 84 is 96. Divide both sides by 2, and then x will equal 48. And then if I want to double check, I can do 2 times 48 and make sure that that plus the 84 equals 180. And that's how we double check. And that's how complementary and supplementary work. And that is the end of our review. So until next time, 8th graders, keep doing you.